here we have the front drive shaft for Ray Guy's late 70s F250 Highboy. Ford. Anyways, the rear shaft needed to be lengthened and the front shaft needed to be shortened. So I ended up, by the numbers, I ended up taking 6 inches out of this drive shaft, out of the front shaft. This is a shaft, it was aftermarket Interweb buy that he had. I guess the original one was missing out of the truck or something. And it was one of those, how do we say, offshore brands that is a replica. And these things are interesting, and this one was really interesting. They copy stuff. They copy Spicer, basically. All these CV designs and all this stuff that you see is basically all originated with Spicer years ago. And what these jokers did on this one was they copied half of the old design CV head. There's basically on these 1310, 1330 CV heads, there's like the 1960s and 70s style, and then there's like the 1990s and up style with the little internal boot. And this thing here was basically half of one style and half of the other style. Half it was the older style and half it was the newer style, and which is kind of goofy, and you know, it would work, but it collides and it wouldn't let it articulate all the way. Well, this damn thing, it wouldn't straighten out completely. It wouldn't lay straight like it was now, like it is now, which I found kind of curious because there was a big weight welded on the slip yoke. Well, how did they ever balance it? I think the weight was cosmetic. Anyway, so what I discovered was that the thing was coil bound like they usually are, because the spring, the hole for the spring to ride in there is only drilled like 2/3 deep as it's supposed to be, and it didn't allow the spring to compress for it to go over center and be like you see it now. So when I took it apart, all the needles fell out of all the U-joints because they're just filled with like fish eggs. Just I don't like junky stuff, and I don't like passing it off on my customers. So she's good now. I put a new ball stud yoke on it, which is Spicer. It has a proper 211 355 Spicer center kit in it, replacing this crap wagon. It's running the H yoke that it had, which is suitable. I did shorten it to 6 inches. I put a proper boot on it. This thing was just flopping around on there. It went on, but it was just loosey-goosey. So I got that all tuned up. It's a good drive shaft now. It's much happier because I fixed it, and I'm much happier, and Ray's going to be much happier because it's not a piece of crap. So that's, whack that up, and it's tuned up too. That's about 3,000 RPM. 0 at the transfer case, 0 at the rear axle. You know, yeah, it's just a front drive shaft and blah blah blah, but I don't like crap. I like fixing things correctly. And this one's going to be killer for his nice truck, and he's got a gorgeous truck, so it's going to be all good.